You think that I'm about to just be having a threesome with a girl, if you think that one, she ain't gonna be on our level, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna do it with somebody that got just as much to lose as her. I'm not just doing it with anybody. It's, you know what I'm saying?
Random.
Or I'm not. People be surprised how the woman initiates a lot of stuff.
Yes.
Like, I'm not poly, but like even just when everybody heard that like me and my husband had threesomes before, it was like, oh, she's willing to do that to keep a man. I'm like,
nah.
That was all me.
A private moment turned public, and now everything has changed. Teyana Taylor's most vulnerable breakdown has been exposed to the world, and the consequences are devastating. In a shocking turn of events, a deeply personal video of Teyana Taylor was leaked online, leaving fans reeling and the internet in flames. But this wasn't just any video. This footage, filmed by someone she trusted, captured Teyana breaking down in what was supposed to be the privacy of her home, and it has ignited a firestorm that no one saw coming. The disturbing clip shows Teyana sobbing uncontrollably, pacing clearly in emotional distress. "Why is everyone using me?" she cries, her voice cracking under the weight of the pain. But the most chilling part of the video, the fact that someone is silently filming her suffering without offering any comfort. Someone, Aaron Pierre, her partner. The video first appeared in a private Discord chat, but within hours it had spread like wildfire. Reddit X, formerly Twitter, TikTok, every corner of the internet was suddenly buzzing with the heartbreaking footage. The emotional pain on display was raw and unfiltered, but what made it even worse was the possibility that Aaron, the man she loved and trusted, that secretly recorded this and let it leak. No one could believe it. The world reacted swiftly, and it wasn't pretty for Aaron. Fans took to social media, expressing outrage over what they saw as an unforgivable betrayal. How could he film her at her most vulnerable? Why wasn't he there to support her instead of turning the camera on her distress?
I'm gonna get my back blown out in peace. You think I got time to talk about a divorce that's a year old?
Some fans even dubbed it psychological abuse. The anger was palpable, and it wasn't just the video itself. It was the thought that Aaron had used her pain for his own gain. As the video made its rounds, people began digging into Aaron's past. They pulled up interviews, live appearances, even paparazzi photos, looking for clues. And what they found raised more eyebrows. In every public interaction with Teyana, Aaron seemed emotionally distant, avoiding eye contact. Never truly engaged with her in the way one would expect from a partner. Fans couldn't help but wonder, was he just pretending? Had he been faking it all along? The video became a symbol of something much darker, what seemed like years of manipulation finally exposed in one shocking moment. At one point in the video, Teyana says between sobs, "I'm trying to be strong for my daughter, but I'm breaking." Fans were devastated, not just by the raw emotion, but by the realization that someone they trusted to be her partner in life had been silently recording her pain for reasons they couldn't quite understand. That as more information surfaced, it became clear this wasn't an isolated incident. Insiders close to Teyana revealed that Aaron had a habit of recording their arguments not to help, but to gather proof. One friend described how Aaron would pull out his phone during fights, not to calm the situation but to have material to make her look crazy. It wasn't just a one-time mistake. This was a pattern, a dangerous, toxic pattern that had been unfolding for months. Aaron was collecting footage, and Teyana was none the wiser. Some fans began speculating that Aaron had known all along that their relationship was doomed. Maybe, they said, he had been preparing a way to protect himself in case things went south. The idea of a partner filming you at your most vulnerable, not to support you, but to use it against you, later shocked people to the core. The backlash grew so loud that Aaron's team had no choice but to respond. But the statement they released only made things worse. They explained that Aaron recorded the video to protect himself during a difficult time. It was never meant for the public, statement read. But fans immediately pounced on the vagueness of the excuse. Protect himself from what? A woman crying in distress. The lack of a clear apology or explanation for how the video got leaked only added fuel to the fire. It felt like a legal defense rather than an apology, and people were not buying it. Through all of this, Teyana has remained mostly silent. No public interviews, no press statements. She hasn't said a word yet. Her silence speaks volumes. Within less than 24 hours of the video's leak, she made a powerful, deliberate statement. She erased every trace of Aaron from her Instagram. Years of photos, memories, moments from their travels, and shared experiences all gone. She unfollowed him. Fans immediately noticed. Screenshots comparing her profile before and after flooded social media, paired with captions like, "When a woman's done, she's done," and just like that, it was over. No drama, no explanation, just action. While Teyana stayed silent, her inner circle was anything but. Her sister, Breonna Taylor, reposted the now viral video with a caption, "She deserves better." It was a bold public statement of protection and solidarity. Brianna had been Tayana's rock throughout the relationship, and her loyalty to her sister was unwavering. "I've seen what Tayana's been through, and it's time for people to know the truth," Brianna told reporters privately. Tayana's stylist and choreographer Jeanette followed suit by unfollowing Aaron immediately, posting a simple black screen with one word: violated. The word resonated with fans, and the message was clear. This wasn't just about a personal betrayal, it was about something deeper, something much more damaging. Tayana's fans rallied around her like never before. Social media exploded with support, not just with messages of encouragement, but with powerful reminders of who she was before all of this. Old photos and clips of her laughing, dancing, and radiating positivity surfaced with captions like "Real love doesn't hurt like this," and "She was light before the darkness." These weren't just nostalgia posts. They were a way to remind the world of her strength and reclaim her story. As the story continued to unfold, theories began to swirl. Fans started questioning Aaron's true feelings for Tayana. Was he ever really in love with her? Or was he just using her for the status? Some began to believe he had been playing a game all along, using her fame to boost his own profile, while hiding his true intentions behind a fake, supportive front. Aaron's publicist, Rachel Michaels, had always portrayed him as the ideal partner, the supportive boyfriend, but the more people learned, the less they believed that image. Rachel, normally a fixture in the media, went silent as well, refusing to comment on the growing scandal. Taya in a single quote as best friend and confidant, Kayla took to social media to address the scandal head. "You guys don't understand what Tayana has been going through behind closed doors," she posted in a heartfelt message. "This isn't just about a bad breakup, this is about someone who was supposed to have her back, making her feel like she wasn't enough. My girl is strong, but no one deserves to go through this." Kayla's words struck a chord with fans, many of whom had seen the glimmers of her strength throughout the years, but now understood the emotional toll it had taken on her. As the world reacted, Tayana's legal team swung into action. Sources close to her revealed that she was exploring every option: a restraining order, legal protection. The possibilities were being discussed, but one source close to Tayana confirmed that criminal charges could also be on the table. If it was proven that Aaron had secretly recorded and leaked the footage without her consent, it would cross into illegal territory. The legal implications were far-reaching, and no one was sure how far Tayana would go to protect herself. Meanwhile, Aaron's public image is collapsing at breakneck speed. The calm, composed actor who once had a fan base swooning is now facing massive public fallout. Brands are pulling his ads. Companies that once featured him have quietly erased him from their campaigns. His team is silent. No interviews, no damage control, just the absence of any further explanation. What was once a poised public persona has crumbled, leaving a shell of the man he once was. The world is watching. Tayana's next move could reshape the narrative. Will she speak out directly? Will she share her side in a sit-down interview? Or will she continue to let her actions speak for her? Either way, one thing is certain: she is not alone. Her fans, friends, and family have made it clear that they will stand with her, demanding justice and accountability. Her fans are not the only ones showing up. Celebrities, many of whom have remained silent during previous celebrity scandals, are showing public support. Influencers and fellow musicians, including the likes of Solange Knowles and Jada Pinkett Smith, have subtly posted their support for Tayana, sending a clear message that this type of emotional exploitation cannot go unchecked. Was Aaron's betrayal a momentary lapse in judgment, or a calculated act of betrayal? Can Aaron recover from this, or has he permanently damaged his public image? And when Tayana finally speaks, whether through music or a sit-down interview, the world will be listening. The media frenzy continued to spiral out of control. As the world watched, Tayana's silence began to speak louder than any statement could. Fans were divided, but the overwhelming majority stood firmly by her side. The power dynamics in her personal life had shifted, and with each passing day, the pressure on Aaron grew more intense. His team remained eerily quiet, and rumors began to swirl, some claiming he was seeking legal advice, others whispering about potential rehab stints for emotional distress. But no one could deny the weight of what had transpired. Tayana's social media presence had become a battleground. The deleted photos were just the beginning. As her followers rallied, many began to share their own stories of betrayal, abuse, and gaslighting, using Tayana's journey as a rallying cry for women everywhere who had suffered in silence. The hashtag #Teyana deserves better trended for days, with people from all over the world sharing support and personal messages of strength. But the real shift came when Tayana made her first public move, a carefully crafted post on Instagram, just a simple black and white image of her holding her daughter with a caption that read, "Strength is built in silence. The truth always finds its way to the surface." The message was cryptic yet powerful, suggesting that Tayana was ready to reclaim her narrative, but on her terms. Fans erupted in praise, interpreting it as a sign that Tayana was finally preparing to speak up in her own voice. The internet was ablaze with speculation. Would she write a tell-all? Would she release a song or album that encapsulated everything she had been through? Whatever her next move was, it was clear that Teyana was gearing up to take control. But as Teyana's profile soared, Aaron's world crumbled. His public image, once that of a charming and polished actor, was now the subject of ridicule. While he remained absent from the spotlight, his business dealings were coming under scrutiny. A major movie deal he had been involved in had quietly been put on hold. His management team had dropped him, and whispers began to surface that brands were also pulling their collaborations with him. One major luxury brand, known for its celebrity endorsements, was reportedly seeking to distance itself from Aaron, fearing the backlash from Teyana's dedicated fanbase. At the same time, new figures emerged in Teyana's corner. Enter Maya, Teyana's childhood friend and confidant, who had stayed largely out of the public eye throughout Teyana's career but was now speaking out. Maya had always known Teyana's vulnerability, the kind of love she gave wholeheartedly to those she trusted, and now Maya was ready to stand up for her friend, too. She was seen in several Instagram posts alongside Teyana, a quiet yet powerful show of support. Maya shared her thoughts on the situation in an emotional video that went viral. What you all don't understand is that Teyana loved deeply. She trusted the people closest to her with everything: her heart, her life, and even her pain. Aaron didn't just break her heart, he exploited it. No one does that to my friend. Not anymore. The video quickly gained traction, with fans praising Maya's loyalty and courage for speaking up. But the most shocking revelation came when a former associate of Aaron's reached out to a journalist with an explosive claim. This insider, who had worked with Aaron in the past, revealed that Aaron had been in constant contact with Teyana's ex-boyfriend during their relationship. The ex-boyfriend, a mysterious figure who had stayed out of the public eye, reportedly played a crucial role in some of Aaron's personal insecurities. Sources suggest that Aaron had always been jealous of Teyana's past relationships and may have used that information as leverage to manipulate her. The idea that Aaron had been involved with someone from Teyana's past only further confirmed suspicions that his motives were never pure. As rumors about Aaron's shady dealings spread, Teyana's silence grew heavier, and the world braced for her next move. Would she expose Aaron for everything? Would she address the rumors about his past manipulations and her ex? The media was on edge, knowing that Teyana's words would have the power to shift the entire narrative. The turning point came when Teyana made a surprise appearance on an exclusive interview show. It was clear that she had carefully chosen her moment. With millions of eyes on her, she finally spoke, calm, composed, and with a sharp, unyielding gaze that showed no signs of weakness. I've spent a long time trying to protect the people I loved. I never wanted to be the villain of my own story, but I can't pretend anymore. This isn't just about one mistake. This is about years of manipulation and exploitation, and I'm done being silent. No one will ever have that kind of control over me again, Teyana declared, her voice steady, but the emotion underlying it was unmistakable. The interviewer, visibly stunned, asked what her plans were moving forward. I'm going to heal, Teyana said simply, and I'm going to help other women heal too. My story matters because it's not just my story, it's the story of so many women who have been silenced for far too long. This moment, first words to the public since the leak, was an instant game-changer. Teyana's strength resonated with millions, and she became a symbol of resilience. People across the world rallied even harder behind her, sharing their support and reaffirming her journey. The hashtag #TEYANA healing spread across social platforms, uniting her supporters in a movement that was bigger than the scandal itself. Meanwhile, Aaron's attempts to repair his image fell flat. His PR team issued an apology, but it lacked sincerity. He avoided public events and made no attempts to address the specifics of the video leak or his involvement. As Teyana continued to thrive in the face of adversity, Aaron was slowly being erased from the public's memory. A few weeks later, Teyana released a new single, a deeply personal ballad that many fans believed was inspired by everything she had gone through. The lyrics, raw and emotionally charged, spoke about betrayal, strength, and the courage to rebuild. It topped charts worldwide, making it clear that Teyana had emerged stronger from the chaos that had threatened to define her. In the months that followed, Teyana continued to focus on her music, her daughter, and her healing. She remained a fierce advocate for women's rights, speaking openly about emotional abuse, gaslighting, and the importance of self-worth. She used her platform to raise awareness for mental health, ensuring that her own struggles helped others find their voice. As for Aaron, the path ahead was unclear. His public persona was in tatters, and the trust he had built with his fans and sponsors had evaporated. The world had moved on, and it seemed like no amount of apologies could undo the damage done. What was clear, though, was that Teyana had found her peace. The heartbreak had reshaped her, but it had also empowered her, and with it, world watching, she had shown that even in the darkest times, there is always the potential for growth, for healing, and for reclaiming one's narrative.